Logan.
And I'm Vince.
And it's time once again
to recommend things.
Vince, what do you recommend today?
I recommend Ash. I recommend Wascoey Wabbit. I recommend
Ash.
Remember, save it when you smoke and send me a big jar. No.
Or P.O. Box.
Please don't send me a big jar of Ash. That'd be kind of creepy.
No, please don't do that.
So,
for that very reason, I will not be including the P.O. Box number in this video.
So here is Army of Darkness, a, what do you call that, Movie Maniacs figure. Now, Movie Maniacs, I wouldn't necessarily have thought of Ash to put him in Movie Maniacs, but here he is. He exists, and
he's in a horror movie, but he's not exactly a maniac.
Yeah, you know, the thing about it is that he's, of course, it's a trilogy, or at least it's supposed to have been a trilogy. I don't know where things are going to be going soon, but so where am I going with this? Okay, Evil Dead. He was an Evil Dead, and the one that they choose to make is the comedy figure, effectively. It's a sort of a horror comedy if you haven't seen Army of Darkness yet. I do recommend that. But the one that's not particularly scary is the one they make, which is amusing to me. And you look on the back, and you see which other characters are in this line. You have Snake Plissken, Escape from L.A. You have Shaft. You have King Kong. And I keep wondering...
Is that one of the worms from Tremors?
This?
No. What is that?
Oh, that's King Kong.
Oh, that's King Kong. Oh, it's just upside down. Okay, I'm sorry. I just didn't see what it was. Anyway, okay, I'm done.
King Kong.
Well, I guess I would have expected horror movie things.
Yeah, they do have some horror movie things. They have The Fly. They have...
yeah, but isn't that Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah, they have Edward Scissorhands.
It's not really a horror film, is it?
No, not really. Unless you're frightened by Tim Burton.
Yeah.
And who is? That's not fair.
Maybe frightened by Tim Burton himself.
Yeah.
Maybe a little. No, not so much. Okay. Right.
You know, I'm frightened by Tim Burton. I wake up in the middle of the night going, crazy hair. Same reason I'm frightened by Carrot Top. Well, there's lots of reasons to be frightened by Carrot Top. Yeah. Lady who? No, I'm kidding. So why is this figure cool? Well, it's Ash. I mean, he comes with a little Ash, the guy that jumps out of his shoulder. No, not the shoulder. Anyway, a little Ash. It's been a long time since I've seen the movie. He comes with the Necronomicon. He comes with the metal hand. He comes with his boomstick and his chainsaw. And he comes with a background thing made out of skulls.
And the little Ash is to scale with Polly Pocket.
Oh, I didn't even notice that until now.
No, I'm just joking.
Little Ash has a pitchfork that you can put in his hands. That's kind of neat.
He comes with his own tiny accessory?
Yeah.
You should just leave that in the box.
I think I am, because there's no way I'm going to be able to keep track of that. Just these little itty-bitty pieces, if you can even see that. So I'm pretty happy about this. I found this at a garage sale for $1. And
same garage sale? In fact, you may be seeing more things from that garage sale.
Pretty cool guy. Let us buy some of his stuff cheap. Anyway, I do recommend this.
This too came from that garage sale, though we're not currently recommending it today.
Yeah. You know, I realize that I'm not necessarily doing a big recommend. I'm more just being goofy with a hat on.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's an action figure in a package. What are you going to say? It's a cool figure. Moving on. I mean,
so I do recommend Movie Maniacs. They're solid figures. They're solidly made figures, and I would not mind having some of those thing figures. You know, I was just talking to Cap here about this the other day, and I said, you know, horror movie figures not my thing. I would not necessarily enjoy to have. You
said that, yeah. You're like I wouldn't really use them for decor. I wouldn't put them up on my cabinets and things.
But there's about a handful of horror movie things that I would like to have something from. The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. I would love to have a scene from that.
Really?
And, yeah. Even though that's some of the more twisted stuff, like a Michael Myers walking around, I would not want that. But The Thing, why not?
Is it that it actually is just sort of a weird, creepy thing to have around, or does it just not do anything for you? Like,
you see, it's both. It's one of those things. Like I don't necessarily want a Texas Chainsaw Massacre figure because it's gonna freak me out. I'm gonna be freaked out, and I don't necessarily appreciate it for what it is. And, like, I'll watch the movie, but I don't need the figure. But, I like the movie, The Thing, so much that I will want that creepy thing sitting there.
Can I ask you a question real quick, somewhat unrelated? What for you is the deciding factor in opening or not opening a figure? Because you have a lot of unpackaged figures, and then you have several packaged figures.
Well, most of the figures that I have that are unpackaged are ones that I bought out of package.
I've seen you open things though.
Really?
I think.
Oh,
Now that I say that, maybe I haven't. I thought I had. Well, I know I've given you a couple things that you've opened.
The things that
I know you opened that Mighty Mugs, but that's probably just because it was in a box.
The things that I've opened are things that, like, one, if it doesn't have any accessories at all, and the box just impedes the view of the figure, I'll take it out.
Okay.
Like, for example, I don't think you guys can even see it, but this this anime-inspired Two-Face.
Oh, right, which we've shown before. Oh, this is going to look great on camera.
it has no accessories except for the stand. So, and the box pretty much impedes the view.
So you bought this with the box and then you took it out?
Yeah. Actually, I still have the box, so when I move, I can not destroy him. You're dusty, my friend. But yeah, like I have a bobblehead Two-Face up there, which we're not gonna bring down because you can't even see the figure in it. So if the box impedes the view of the character, or the character is in an extremely stupid position, like hi, I'm Ash.
When I still kept things in package, because I take them out now just because I have so many, I don't have room. I mean, I used to have 200 figures on the wall, but I don't have room for them anymore. So we finally started taking them out, but we kept all the packaging and stuff. But back when I did that, it used to depend on how big they were. Like if it was a 10-inch figure or more, I'd take it out. But anything less than that, because it was just weird to have a big figure in a box that you set on top of something. You know what I mean? That, like that doesn't hang, that just sits on. You're just like, no, that's not fun.
Eventually,
if it was wearing cloth, I take it out also.
Yeah. Eventually, I will let myself buy that 12-inch Aaron Eckhart Two-Face figure.
That has to come out.
And they look so constipated in the box. They look like
it's not natural. No one stands like that.
Like you take them out and their facial expressions change, even though it's plastic.
Well, I guess I just thought we'd take that opportunity to talk about figures for a minute, because it's not something we do a lot of talking about. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about a fun kind of strange thing I have called the writing kit from the editors of Writer's Digest books. This came out in 2007, so it's a little outdated now. The exercises and stuff are still totally worth doing. The part of it that's outdated, let me just mention this because I haven't checked in to see if they make if they've continued to update this or not. I don't know how well it's sold, but it comes with 2 books and then some cards. And one of the books it comes with is the Mini Market book, which just has several places that you can send your work of varying genres, kind of like the yearly writers market, only a little bit. It's small and it's dense. But if you happen to find this somewhere and you decide you want to look at it and get it, just make sure that these places still exist before you send things to them naturally. This is 4 years old. Some of these are probably gone now, especially because we've had an economic crash since then.
That's not funny. That's pretty sad.
But I'm just saying. I mean,
why did I laugh at that?
The publishing world is one of the things that gets hit the hardest when you have an economic crash. And naturally, what's the first thing people are going to stop doing? Read? What's the first thing people have stopped doing anyway? Read? I'm just saying. But anyway, this is one of the things that I think is the coolest about this box, which is 70 solutions to common writing mistakes. This has a bunch of stuff in it that we talked about on the writing on the 5-part writing podcast we did. So you flip through this and it's numbered, and it'll have just a page or two about things not to do in writing. Things like lecturing the reader and saying the same thing over and over again, and bad dialogue tags. We talked about that. Handling point of view incorrectly. We talked about that. Not setting your scenes. Not understanding that character is preeminent. See, I don't make this stuff up. It's in here. You know what I mean? Not understanding character motivations. Picking the wrong character names. That's cool.
Really?
Yeah.
So Sully Bratwurst is a bad name for my dramatic character?
maybe just a little. Yeah. So anyway, so this is great just to give you a refresher, to remind you of things to do and things not to do in your fiction, and then it's also just a really good alternative for trying to get your head out of some writer's block. And it has some cards And so instead of a book that gives you writing exercises, you can kind of shuffle these up and then just grab one. So it's kind of fun to have these sorts of things in card form. And I always hesitate with writing exercises because there's a lot of really bad writing exercises. It's really easy for somebody to think, oh, that's a clever thing to write about, and then you do the writing exercise, and then you start. Sometimes, if it's a bad writing exercise, you can start using things that you did with that in bad ways. You know what I mean? Where it's just like no, that actually is just a stream of consciousness thing, and isn't actually helping you work on a particular aspect of actually writing fiction. But anyway, I'm not going to read any of these, but this is kind of what they look like. They sort of look like coasters, these do, and then and they just give you kind of a paragraph of where to start for a short story, or just a prompt for an hour or two of writing.
Of course, they look like coasters because the biggest writers are always drunkards. Don't want to be drunk and screw up your coffee table.
And then these square ones are a little bit more involved ones, and they tell you exactly what it is that you're working on, and that's kind of nice for these to be in cards too. So you flip through here and what do I want to work on today? Plot, character, and interaction, foreshadowing, real life versus fiction, three-dimensional characters. Not a few people who I should maybe Xerox that card and send to. Physical appearance.
Because physical appearance is the most important thing. Come on, guys.
No, it's not, but it's still any aspect.
Get your makeup and your moo-moos.
But any aspect of writing fiction, you want to make sure that you're doing it well. Description is one of those things that I have a difficult time with. I'm not as good at that as I am with dialogue. So that's something that I like to work on more when I do things like this. You know what I mean? You work on the things that you're not as good at. You'll notice in a lot of my writing, I get really dialogue heavy, and I kind of sideswipe some of the description a little bit because I'm afraid if I do too much of it, it's just going to be bad description. So I'd rather leave more of it to the audience's imagination, which you should do some of anyway. But what would be better would be for me to just get better at it. You know what I mean? So you want to
get good at things that you want to be good at.
Exactly. So you want to work on the things that you're not as good at. And finally, I just want to note that. Wouldn't it be nice if more boxes like this were magnetic? Yeah, just saying. Anyway, that's what I recommend.
That's what I used to keep my broken VHS tapes in. They weren't broken when I put them in there. But they're broken now.
Thanks a lot for watching us recommend things, and we'll recommend something for you once again next week. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince. Is. It's a little wooden Swedish art horse, so they carve it into a horse shape and then they paint everything onto it. And,
that's fascinating. Why are you telling me this?